I need to get some rest, but I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here. At the...
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
One
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What did
Chris
you
likes
think?
Cass?
I like.
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
Alright.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. And just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong, sorry.
Sorry. I could not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack
now.
him across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. What's going on, Indigo Chameleon audience? It's me, your good buddy Scribe, here to remind you of the fun ways that you can interact here on Indigo Chameleon, even when we're not streaming. One, we've got an amazing Discord. Come and hang out with us. We would love to have you there. You can find some inspiration if you need it. There's memes. There's even like fun ways for you to be like the first ones to know when we're looking for players for a remote one-shot or a one-shot located here at Indigo Chameleon Studios. So please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. We also have a merch store. Yeah, it's a chance for you, the dear viewer, to help us represent the brand a little bit. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's prints, there's shower curtains. So I hear one day you will be mine, shower curtain. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. And as always, there's always a spot here at the table for you. You are the 7th player at this spot. You can use stream points by clicking that little karma right at the bottom of your screen, right where the chat is, one of those sides. You can do that and earn stream points. Every time you tune in, you help us raid, you spread the word, donate bits. That, well, I don't know about spreading the word, it'd be hard to track that, but all of those other things will help you earn stream points that you can use to help your players when they need it the most. Thank you all so much for all your support. Hello. Welcome. It is Thursday night. It is time for a little Dungeons and Dragons here on Indigo Chameleon. It is me, your good buddy Scribe. And we just wanted to say hello. Thank you so much for everybody that was watching those announcements. As always, you can come hang out with us on the Discord. There is a merch store, as the previous very handsome looking gentleman that looked exactly like me just said. So, hi. So, upcoming schedule for this week. We've got a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. I'll get through this fast. Tomorrow is usually Neverland, but we are missing a cast member, and we're right in the middle of a dungeon. So, I made the executive decision to postpone Neverland, but we still have content for you. Tune in tomorrow night as we do a one-page RPG. An entire RPG where the rules are written on one page, and we're doing a doozy, kids. Tune in tomorrow night for Lasers and Feelings, a sci-fi epic adventure where a group of heroes find themselves in the middle of space, exploring the vast expanse of the cosmos, where every time you make a roll, you have to decide if it's more of a laser roll or a feelings roll. It's gonna be fun, kids. Not only that, but I've been in talks with the creator of this particular game, and he's gonna tune in tomorrow night. I just got word, so yay. So Moswald Areno, you're gonna be able to see him play tomorrow, and his character is amazing. So tune in tomorrow night for Lasers and Feelings. Pew 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 pew. Heart. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. That's on Friday. We don't have anything going on here on the channel, but I have it on good authority that maybe our very own Kiara might have something going on this weekend.
I do. Making sure my microphone is done. I do. I have a game going on late Friday and Saturday nights with a group of goofballs. We have some rescue missions to go on this weekend, so we are going to find out how they handle that. There's going to be lots of feelings in our episodes this weekend too, as some lovely little bits of lore and behind-the-scenes plot are dropped this weekend. It's going to be hard on my players this weekend. Sorry, not sorry.
They are good.
That's what she said.
That is what she just said.
I was just sharing that because she said it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so tune in for that. We have a new dynamic that we're introducing for the game tomorrow night. For everybody that's tuning in, there are certain times where bad things happen in the middle of space. It's like a Star Trek episode. So I've decided to do this. If you have friends that haven't followed the channel and you've been asking them to, every time we have a new follower that signs up tomorrow, I'm introducing a new antagonist in the episode, the Star Trek episode. So, and I have a whole list of things that you can roll on to create a new problem for the group to solve or a new antagonist. So if there's a rush of followers tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to the chaos.
Wow, sounds like you get them a lot of trouble.
Take DM inspiration for tonight, William. You earned it. That's good. There's stuff to do this weekend. Go check out Ikivi's channel. And then we come back on Tuesday as we go back to Wonderland. We just got Nyx back. And the group's in a little bit of a bonding moment in the middle of the woods. And who knows where they are headed next. And that will cycle us back around to another exciting episode of The Lost Isle. So, once upon a time, on the Lost Isle, our group of intrepid adventurers had found themselves embroiled in a conflict between the Winter Court and the Summer Court, finding themselves right in the midst of a battle that they may have thought was coming but didn't think it was come so soon. They found themselves at the aforementioned Day of Reckoning, where the transference of power between the Winter Court and the Summer Courts were to take place. The group had to navigate their way through a war zone where groups of Winter and Summer were fighting on the neutral ground, which is the only place they really could fight, during the time where both sides of the courts were making their way to the stone altar. Cass, you've been given a wild magic surge at some point tonight by Moswald Areno, so there you go. Making their way downtown, walking fast, and making their way to the table, the group found themselves in a precarious situation as the King of Summer had yet to be found. It turns out it was all a ploy by a man by the name of Roland, who the team was quite familiar with, or Randall, sorry, who was the team was quite familiar with, and he had scattered the Summer King through the seas of time. And there was no way to recover him unless you had an object of great power acting as a magnet, and this island also happened to be moving this magnet throughout the seas of time. Through some quick thinking by the people on board, there was a day of reckoning as Kiara used a gift that was given to her by her grandmother, who turned out to be have a connection to the fairy courts. The Excalibur was broken, releasing from it the captured Summer King at a time when he was needed most. The transference of power happened, and the heroes found themselves headed back to the Lost Isle, unfortunately very aware that once they made their way to the island, their anchor to the particular times that they wanted to keep the island at a certain point was gone. And they are now recovering, licking their wounds, and finding themselves on a new day here on the Lost Isle. You all return back to the library. There is a glum Mordru waiting for you as the boat pulls up to the dock, and he looks for a figure that is not there with you all. In the terms of a spirit of intellect in a particular form, when he does not spot that spirit of intellect, but instead a owl that seems to speak with the same spirit of intellect's voice, he is starting to put two and two together. Also joining him upon the shore where the portal has deposited you all is your esteemed DM, who looks at you all and begins to look back and forth between the members of the group, and whose eyes dart to Kiara's side, not seeing the parasol at her side. He then nods his head and begins to walk back towards the island, not saying anything, a mixture of sadness and fear registering on his face as he heads back. Mordru turning back to look at his form, entering into the clearing. Mordru informs you all to rest, recuperate, and your item tokens will be delivered to you in the morning. You were all somewhat rested from your previous day's journey as you kind of found yourselves here. So if there's anything that you would like to do on the island before your fantasy Gashapon tokens are delivered to you, if there's anyone that you would like to speak to or anyone that you would like to visit with, you are more than welcome to do so. Texas, do you have a question?
I want to check my shoulder and see if I still have that tattoo.
Sure. Yeah. Texas, as you're walking up, it's a little hard to look at your own shoulder, but I think with some deft maneuvering, you do in fact see what looks to be a dragon mark on your shoulder.
But that was like hundreds of years ago, and dragons can't have that long a lifespan, right?
Is that something you're saying to be funny, or is that something that Texas actually believes?
No, Texas
Neither?
would probably know better.
Okay. Tell you what, Texas.
Or would she? Or would she?
Texas, give me a history roll.
All right.
So do we notice her looking at her mark?
Probably. I wouldn't be
Only
hiding.
because you can only imagine she's.
They
one of those
know,
stupid
right?
moves.
Everybody, you've made it very clear. He
Okay.
made it very clear.
Okay.
So how is it a cool looking tattoo?
You would ask. That would be the question that you would.
Well, how awesome is it? Maybe this isn't the worst thing.
Can
Well,
I go back in time and get one too?
Is it an awesome looking tattoo?
I am currently doing something I never thought I would do. I'm searching for a tattoo in the middle of a game. Okay, so this is what it looks like, but the claw is white, and there's not the pinpoint of blood. Okay.
Is it in the habitat where you posted that?
I posted one in the Isle of Time. And
Ew,
and-
that's creepy.
And I will also post in the habitat for Indigo Chameleon in case anyone here would like to take a look.
And it's the same location?
The same location, but it is still very much there. And it is a white dragon mark that seems to be, or a dragon claw that seems to be coming out of Texas's shoulder.
You know, Texas, that's some pretty wicked looking ink.
Well, I would rather plan my own tattoos. I haven't gotten one till now, and I didn't plan on starting.
It could have been worse. I've seen some pretty. Yeah.
Oh, it's not really about what it is. It's really more what it represents. But, you know.
Cool.
Well, I'm just giving it a 10 on the coolness factor. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
so just going to leave that there for you.
Okay, thank you.
For the sake of expedition and things of that sort, I'm actually going to have everybody head back to the library and rest for an evening, finding quiet times to yourself and waking up in the morning, allowing you to explore the island at your leisure because you are going to be here for quite some time. In front of each of your doors, Cass, the interaction that you and I shared would have happened last evening. Okay, it is now a new morning. Next to each of your doors is a fantasy gashapon token that you can use at the resident artificers that you can visit. There's also a cache of gold for each of you. You find 600 gold in a small bag with your fantasy gashapon token, should you choose to spend in a way. And for our audience, our players have leveled up.
Which we have learned we have no idea that we have.
Yes. Yeah, we talked about this. It's weird. I don't know. In D&D, it's such an odd experience that like heroes aren't really aware. There's no sound that happens like in a video game where you.
Oh, there's no ding.
There's no like there's nothing akin to that. However, I'm sure that if you are all very creative and use your cunning, you might be able to find someone on the island that is able to look at you and assist you with such a thing.
What time of morning would the gold and the Ashigan token have arrived?
The Fantasy Gashapon tokens would be delivered, I would say, around 9 a.m.
Okay. Turk, as usual, probably would have missed the arrival.
Sure. You were out surfing.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He is gathering his thoughts.
I believe I changed the overlay for those of you that were messaging me about the making sure the right characters were up for D&D Beyond. So double check that. Hi, GM Cross, welcome. And Alcaboose Bender has granted a +5 for Texas at some point this evening if you would like it. So thank you.
Nice.
Somebody's a suck up.
Hey, you're gonna suck up to anybody.
He's got to sit right next to me on Tuesdays.
It's true.
I know.
Yeah.
What is he buttering you up for? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, no. Oh, now I'm
See?
worried.
Now you see what I'm thinking?
Yes, Turk, for the most part, you'd go ahead and miss that time. Give me an athletics check. This would be athletics or acrobatics to see how well the waves treat you during your surfing time.
Oh, well, that's a 16 without looking at my numbers here.
Dude, yeah, no, the waves are gnarly, but you managed to hold your own in the chop. Everything's good, dude.
Feeling good.
Yeah, I feel good.
Getting centered.
You get centered. It's a little odd. You're missing a bit of the safety that comes with holding onto Excalibur, where you would hold onto it and just not have to worry about certain aspects of like the island moving. So you probably stay a little bit closer to shore for the time being. But other than that, like waves are fine.
Which brings up the question, do we know how much of the beach and the water goes with the island? Is there a limit? For example, when we pass through membrane is the only thing I can think of.
Sure.
Do we know if that's the limit of our safety? Or?
Tell you what, pal. That's a great question. Give me, what would you equate this to? An intelligence check? Where you're just
Yeah,
kind
because
of
I'm
like...
so good at intelligence or wisdom, maybe. Or...
Yeah, tell you what. If you want to get methodical about this, like, or if you want to just kind of feel it out, dude. Like, you never really know, but when you know, you know, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So give me a d20 and add your wisdom.
That's going to be an 8 plus 4, so that'll be 12.
Yeah, you kind of have a good idea, man. I mean, honestly, you kind of trust in the universe that it's never going to take you too far away from where you're supposed to be.
Excellent.
Does that make sense?
Righteous, yeah.
All right, cool, man. The rest of you, what are you doing with your mornings?
When did Cass's dream wake her up in relation to when the stuff was delivered outside the door?
I
Before or after?
need to be very strict with you in the terminology, so I am not going to call this a dream. I'm going to call this an interaction, and I will say that this happened before sleep or not too far afterwards last night.
Oh, so like a falling asleep kind of, or like a on the way out, not on the way back.
Not
from sleep.
yes.
Okay. Oh. Well, our pink-haired princess did not sleep in that case.
She's looking a little tired.
She spent as much time as she could before anyone started waking up, browsing around the library looking for any relevant.
Sure. Sure. I'd say given enough time, you are not going to find anything hyper-specific about the subject matter that you are looking for in this library. Give me a topic, Cass.
Sure. Anything involving the veil.
Okay.
The veil between life and death, more specifically.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. 18.
18.
17 on that way.
You find a couple of books that talk very briefly about the veil in terms of religious context. You don't find anything that's hyper-specific that delves into it completely. You find references to it. This is not the library you're looking for. What you're looking for is hyper-specific information about the veil between the world of the living and the world of dead. So you would have to search somewhere else, maybe ask for help amongst others, but you are not going to find it here. But with a 19, you are confident you're not going to find it here.
Okay. Then, upon frustration, she'll probably pass out at a table surrounded in books.
Okay. So Kiara, William, Texas, even Turk, as you leave early in the morning, I will say that this is the image to which you are greeted to. A drooling mess of a Cass passed out at the guardian table in the library that is looking like it's propping her up occasionally and absorbing every little ounce of spit that comes out of her mouth.
I
It was
would
a cute
probably
image.
have stopped by just to check on her as I was going out, but careful not to disturb her.
She's alive. She's passed out.
And just in a Turk type fashion, he's going to lean over and just kind of give her a kiss on the back of the head as he leaves.
It's very sweet, pal. Yeah, it's just a little quick pat on the back of the head. Yeah, I think in Cass fashion, it's like you kiss her on the head, and it's a very sweet moment, and Cass just goes, like she's
Yeah, a big old thing of drool come out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Somebody's gotta cry.
And she doesn't look sick or anything. She just looks sleepy, like she's tired. She doesn't look bad.
Texas, give me a perception check.
Ooh! I actually remembered it tonight. I gotta. Oh. I got a
Maybe
1.
not
Shoot, I
anymore.
forget the halfling
You're a
features that
halfling. You
perception
rolled a
checks too.
1. Yeah, you do not
Yeah,
roll
I always
that
forget
one.
about this one. That was an 18 plus 2.
Cass looks fine. However, Cass is wearing a pin that she wasn't wearing before. And you will see it on Cass's person tonight as well. It is a little smiley face pin.
Okay.
That
I'll
is
make
the,
a mental note to ask her about it later.
okay. That is the only thing that's kind of different about her.
The only thing that I want to do, you're gonna make a face, but because I keep forgetting I have it and I want to collect as many things from it as I can. That bag of wondrous randomization, I haven't looked in it in a while. If you want, I can look up what it is I found. I mean, I'll roll, but so you don't have to. It's a 25.
A 25 in the bag of wondrous randomization. No, I can do this. You're sitting at the table, probably enjoying a little bit of breakfast and or something along those lines. If there's a little kitchenette here, but you take a bit of time to look through your bag of wondrous randomization with a 25. You reach into the bag and pull out a lump of charcoal.
Well, it makes sense. I've been a little naughty.
You've been a little naughty. You pull out a lump of charcoal.
Gonna save it anyway.
Save on.
Could come in handy.
If you put it under enough pressure.
See? I like the way you think.
There you go. Good. Anybody else doing anything special with their morning? You also do not have to wait and go to the Artificers as a group. You can wander about the town. You can go and spend your Gashapon there individually if you would so choose.
I want to check in with Laura.
Okay.
I just want to update her because I feel like I've got to tell her everything now. I don't want to leave anything out. I want her to find out from somebody else.
Sure. You hear sounds of snoring coming from her room. You know she's a little bit late to rise when given the option.
With Mage Hand, do you have to see the thing you're touching? Or can I see through
that's
the
not
keyhole?
creepy at all.
That's real creepy, dude. There's no keyhole.
Okay.
I would say you have not unlocked the particular feature to be able to go into her room without her knowing, and all of you know that this is a facet of the library. So even if you were to be able to cast it, you would not be able to do so because of the
I was just gonna tap her on the shoulder to wake her up. That's all I was gonna do.
Okay.
I'll knock on the door. I'll knock.
Yeah. You give a loud knock, and then you're in a minute. And she sort of like comes over, and as she sticks her head out, she's got like major bedhead. It's going every which direction that it can. But right now, major bedhead. She kind of, you just see her eyes sort of squinting at you as she opens the door a crack. What is it?
Morning.
Good morning. Do you know what time it is?
No. I know it's early.
It's very early. Do you have coffee in your hand?
I do not, but I will return.
That's a boy. Crunk.
Off I go.
The minute you get to the stairs to walk back up the stairs, she's already out again. Like she's had passed out. I'm off for coffee.
And away I go. I'm on a coffee quest.
Cool. Your owl is on your shoulder. She's channeling Anna. Thank you, Kiara, for getting my. I'm okay. Okay. So William is making a coffee run. I would say at this point Turk is back from his morning surf and suited up. Texas is playing with a lump of charcoal at the table.
I scooped up my bag as I left my room.
Okay. Yeah.
Just so.
Cass is passed out at the table because she didn't sleep at all last night. Kiara, what are you doing with your morning?
Kiara would. Once she wakes up and she realizes that she's in her own space, she's probably gonna cry for a little while. 'Cause this has been an emotional couple of days.
Dude, mood. Okay.
Um,
All right.
She's just gonna have one of those like I need to cry mornings.
Sure.
So she'll stay in her room probably till later in the probably like noonish, just to kind of like decompress.
Yeah.
She'll have like people will walk by her room and they'll be able to smell like patchouli and some random incense and stuff that she's got going on just to kind of keep her mood. And then she'll exit and she'll collect her items, and she'll leave a note because she wants to go explore the town on the island a little bit more since they're going to be stuck here a while and she feels like it's all her fault. So
okay, yes, absolutely. You're a little worried about it. Disappointing the group. I will say at some point you pass by a mirror that you would have randomly set up in your room. There's a fair amount of primping that goes into being a furbolg. However, you are normally used to spending a little bit of time just combing hair and brushing the fur and things of that sort. However, when you pass by the mirror after spending 3 to 4 hours crying and trying to get into a calm space, you were like, I'm going to look like a hot mess before I leave this house today. However, that is not the case. As you walk by the mirror, your hair looks softer. You notice your eyes have a come hither look to them. You've got those sultry eyes, and you don't know if it's inherent with your time spent in the Fey realm, but there is a soft sheen to your features now that seems to be magic in nature in some way. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So it's like as Turk comes back in, is anybody actually eating breakfast at the moment, or?
I'm not sure. I imagine Texas would be. Cass is still sleeping. Kiara's in her room. There's odd smells coming from the door. William, I think as you come in, Turk, William is grabbing his bag and being like, "Peace out! Like I'm going." Like,
I did one more. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, man on a mission.
Yeah.
I did one more thing in the library. I wanted to do one more thing in the library before I left to go to breakfast, though.
Okay.
It's not decided on fire, is it?
Give me.
Well, now that you say something, I basically, because it's been a few hundred years and there's got to be something in here. I want to look up, see if there's anything I can find out about the dragon Caliban.
So, you start doing a little bit of research on dragons. You do not find any information specifically pertaining to Caliban. However, there are 3 books on the bottom floor pertaining to dragons.
Okay.
Okay. You find Tauros, the green dragon. Krana, the bronze dragon.
The what dragon?
The bronze dragon.
And you said Rana?
Krana.
Krana.
You gotta hit that R. Krana.
Okay.
And then the 3rd book lists a dragon by the name of Lestet.
Okay.
And it says origin unknown.
Okay. Okay. Assuming I can check them out or take them out of the library or whatever, I'm gonna just kind of take them with me for some light reading in the evenings.
All 3?
If I can get away with it.
Sure. Yeah, you take the books off the shelves and just put them in your bag. Are you reading?
I mean, I don't know how the library system works here,
No.
but
which book are you opening first?
oh wait, oh those are is that the room with the? the go. Okay, I'll leave them there, but I'm just gonna make a mental note.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
You could take all 3 of them.
No, it's okay. I'm good. I'm just gonna leave them there, but I'll make a mental note and I'll go back and explore later.
Sure. Okay.
You gave her too much time.
Got it. Yeah. Hey, somebody sometime. Welcome to the chat, dude. Yep. Okay. You put the books back on their shelf, and you just gotta go. Oh yeah, and put them back on their shelves. But those are the 3 you have: Toros, Krana, and Lista.
So are you looking at these at the table where people can see that you're looking at them, or are you secreting them away? I'm trying to understand the whole dynamics of what's going on right now with you and your books.
Oh, I'm just leaving them on the shelves where they were, but I'm making a mental note. I'm gonna go back and figure out what I want to do about them later.
Gotcha.
I also want to remember exactly how they work because I'm barely remembering right now. So I want to think about it in my OC brain and remember how they work.
Sure.
Before I
Texas,
go do anything.
Texas, give me an intelligence check right now. This is just you remembering facets of the library.
16.
Yeah, these books contain the 3 dragons that were listed before. You are welcome to go inside of those books and interact with those dragons. However, the longer you stay in the books, the longer the books gather information on you as well. There could be benefits to this, and there could be downsides to this. You are aware that you will enter into a certain spot, and going to that certain spot will exit you out of the book. But there's no telling where that spot is in relation to where the dragon is.
Okay.
Is it a spot that she is aware of as she
It is a
in the
fixed
book?
point. Think I'm gonna be really nice and do a shimmering doorway.
Is it the same place where she actually enters into the book?
It is.
Is it pretty much I open the book, I get sucked in, there's no hey, I can read for a little while and that? Yeah, okay, got it. Cool, thank you.
Okay, so I missed that part. Can you get sucked in just by reading the book? Or do you have to will yourself
If you
in?
touch it with your skin, you get sucked into the book. I'll give you that. You have noticed before, it's a high int roll. You have noticed before that when your resident librarian reads books, she wears gloves.
Okay.
When she touches the books or just opens them?
Depends on what she wants to do. If she wants to open the books, she's wearing gloves. If she wants to reshelve books, she can use her bare hands. If she wants to go inside the books, she takes the gloves off.
Okay.
Okay, so does she physically have a book right now?
No.
No.
She's left them all on the shelf. Much to my disappointment.
It's okay, I'll go back today.
Okay. William, you go searching for coffee. It's very easily found here on the island, and you head over to the Temple of the Celestial Deer, picking up quite a bit of coffee and probably some breakfast sandwiches, depending on how magnanimous you're feeling.
Yeah, I'll plan ahead for everybody.
Yeah. Buddy, give me a perception check as you're making a breakfast run. It's a very sweet gesture from William.
So 17 on the die, which gives me a 20 total.
William, you've always been a pretty nice guy, but you've noticed that your reception on the island has never been what you might call pleasant. You worked in the shadows, you were fine having an office as part of the council. You do notice that on this morning's walk to the Temple of the Celestial Deer, things are just going good. you're getting more smiles than you normally got, pal. You're getting little nods in the street.
Is there a kick me sign on my back?
No, no. People
Okay.
people hold the door open for you. In fact, quite a few people let you cut in line at the Celestial Tier, like kind of moving off to the side, giving you small nods and just smiles. You notice that some of the adults are. I think the only reason it stands out to you, William, is that they've never acted like this before.
Okay, so the last person that does the nod to me or whatever, who had not done it before, I'll approach them and like,
Okay.
morning.
Okay. The next person to do that is a small elven child who is just sort of like smiles at you and sort of nods. He's like a teenager. He goes, "Good morning."
Morning, fellow. How's your day going?
Good, sir. How is yours? Is there anything that I could do to help you? We are so grateful to have a Merlin back on the island.
What?
A mage, a wizard of your renown. We are grateful to have you, to have one back on the island.
Well, I'm glad to be here, thank you, and I'm going to beeline it with all of my goods and goodies back to the library to get.
There are lots of nods and things, but you ignore them all as you come rushing.
And on a mission.
As you come rushing back to the space, close the door, and that slam is enough to jolt you out of a sleep cast. I still think you're going to take a point of exhaustion for me. So any skill checks or ability checks that you make today are going to be at disadvantage, as you are just utterly exhausted. But the rest of you turn to look at the door as William is beladen with cups and breakfast sandwiches from the Temple of the Celestial Deer.
So I'm going to beeline it to the table. Morning, guys. Stuff's here. You can have whatever you want. And then I'm gonna head to Laura's.
Okay.
Laura's room.
All right.
I'm a little weirded out.
Got it. You head down to Laura's room.
Knock on her door.
There's the sound of snoring stopping. She comes out, cracks her head up. She was like,
I just hold the coffee up in front of her face and kind of slide it through the crack.
she takes the coffee and like doesn't say anything, but just like slowly closes the door. She says, 5 minutes.
Sure. Whenever you're ready.
Door closes.
Stand right there for 5.
You guys enjoy your morning coffee and breakfast Sammy's, courtesy of William. Those of you that are partaking, it takes a little bit for him to rejoin the lot of you, but after a bit of time, Larathel comes back out of her room. She's wearing her traditional outfit as a librarian, and you see she's taken the time to put on leather armor as well. That she is studded leather armor, and she's got her gloves on, and she has a few papers and things attached, and she sort of nods at you as she opens the door. All right then, to what do I owe the pleasure of your morning wake-up call?
Why are they calling me the Merlin?
Bloody hell, William, you look just like him. Have you looked down at yourself recently?
No, it's me.
Yeah, well, William, you're wearing robes, dear, and you've let the beard grow out a little bit, and you have a bloody owl sitting on your shoulder. What did you expect them to call you? There's...
Son of a biscuit.
There are some of them here that still hold true to the old ways. They believe that Merlin will be back any day now, that King Arthur's court will rise again. You're a walking symbol of hope, you are. Especially when you come delivering coffee.
Oh, I made a mistake.
No, you didn't make a mistake. This is how I take my coffee.
I meant with the Merlin thing.
Oh yeah, there you probably made a mistake, but How's it feel?
Weird. Well, this fine. I'm fine with this, but the looks, the people, they're like everybody's nice. I mean, that's nice. It's awkward. It's not. Doesn't feel right.
You don't like it when people are nice to you.
I don't feel like I've earned it.
Interesting. I don't think you
Uh,
you do, William. I mean, maybe it's a legacy to live up to then.
Yeah. I hate to do this, but do you think your mom and dad could cut out some time for me?
You want to talk to my mother and father?
Yeah, I know I just said that, and I didn't really want to say it, but
Can I ask
it's
why?
well, they clearly have more experience in this than me, and yes.
All right. I will see if my mother wants to meet with you.
It's the whole like what I've got to live up to thing. It's not the ability, it's the
Why? I
the
understood. I will drop a good word, if that makes sense.
yes, that's appreciated greatly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to join us upstairs? I brought food.
Oh, William, I could kiss you.
I won't stop you.
No, you need to shave a little bit first. And she taps
You
you on
don't
the
like
shoulder.
this?
She taps you on the shoulder and says, "No, you just need to clean it up a bit. There's something wrong with facial hair." And she takes a hand and she sort of like rubs your cheek a little bit. It's a very affectionate sort of move, and it actually gives a little scritch underneath the owl on your shoulder, and he's like, "That I kind of like her." She kind of jumps back at the voice and. She heads upstairs to breakfast. You guys watch as Lara joins you all sitting at the table. For those of you having breakfast and things of that sort. Kiara is still in her room. There are odd smells coming from underneath the door. Many people have knocked, but she is just not in the mood to people today.
Wolf, Turk is, as soon as he sees Lorthel, he's going to jump up off the table and goes, and run to his room. He's going to grab the book of Caliban.
All right.
And actually on his way past, he's going to do a quick knock on Kiara's door. "Hey, we got breakfast out here," and just leave it at that, and then run back and
the music inside turns up. "In the arms of the angel." Like it's just
Probably a little bit heavier than that. But...
And he's gonna bring the book back to the table and kind of put it in the middle of the table and says, "I don't know if you're interested in seeing this."
She's got a big bite of breakfast sandwich and sort of reaches absentmindedly towards the table and picks up the book and looks at the cover and talks about Caliban, and she puts it down and then she spits the food on the table and grabs the book and says, "You captured Caliban during your adventures?" And she's like, "Oh, I can't wait for this." And she goes over and like grabs a sword from the corner and puts it on her back and like grabs a potion bottle and
he's not all there.
What do you mean? He's not all there?
It didn't take him.
Oh, you bloody tease, Turk. He made it out of the book. You don't come in here and bury the lead.
It wasn't. But there's. Anyway, did Texas show you?
Did Texas show me what?
Wow,
Nothing.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yeah. I'm just. If she hasn't told you, then I'm not going to tell you because it's probably something personal for her.
Oh.
And I'm going to sit down and start eating my sandwich.
Larathil sits on the table, crosses one leg over the other, and she goes, "Texas, is there anything that you'd like to share with the class on your own terms now that Turk is out at you?"
Well, I guess you already figured it out. We met Caliban, right?
That was it.
Oh, and he gave me a tattoo.
He gave.
And
She
that's I thought a pretty wicked tattoo as he's stuffing sandwich in his face.
she hops off the table and comes over to where you are, and she's like, "Show me."
Well, I mean, it was kind of unfair, really. I mean,
It's on her shoulder.
I think Texas and Laura they'll like turn and look at Turk at the same time, with this look and turn back and all right, it's on your shoulder.
I made a deal. I was going to tell him about a game, and I was actually planning on telling him about a game, but then everybody else interfered. Well, maybe not everybody else, but one person in particular interfered. And then he thought I'd gone back on the deal, even though I wasn't planning on going back on the deal. And he got all bent out of shape, and he gave me this tattoo, and now he can track me wherever I go.
She takes a potion at her side and uncorks the top, and she says, "Drink this."
I mean, I trust you, but I generally like a little bit more information before I drink stuff.
Oh no, this cures maladies of the mind. Like it cures if you have an illness of the mind, or if you've got like a bit of madness or something.
You think I'm mad?
You'd have to be bloody daft to make a deal with a dragon. Are you out of your mind? You obviously need this potion because you'd have to be out of your freaking mind to go over and make a deal with a dragon. So you better drink this, let me go get 4 more. Are you bloody confused, child? Are you bloody confused?
You should ask William about May.
We heard you on her speaker.
She immediately takes the potion back from you, puts the cork and puts it back at her side, and she's like, "He marked you."
Well, yeah, obviously.
All right, that means he can track you.
Well, yeah, that's what I said.
Well, there's protections here on the islands, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's not like he's got, like you didn't give him any of your blood or anything, right?
Oh, not my blood.
Got it. Okay.
He did, though.
Wow, you guys are really the worst.
The head.
It's like this bus is going round. What? I got breakfast and there's coffee and I got you when? Oh, this is gonna go badly.
Chromatic Chimera. Hey. William? She wears a hat indoors. She speaks with her mouth and shoots it off. But you're different. You and I have broken bread together. We've shared a bed together.
It was today. It was early. You kind of caught me off guard.
About you making deals with anything willy-nilly that you...
It didn't like that at all. But then the thing with my mom was there. Well, stepmom. Dad was there. It was a birthday party. There were things... Listen, I expected it to go differently.
He gave her his blood.
It wasn't the same with and so now I've got a stepsister and she's got it. But we already know this. This is we know what's, yes, okay, so there. That happened.
Cass takes the entire carafe of coffee, a single book, and goes to the next table over.
It's still one long table, but you go to the end of the table. You go over to the end of the table, and you've got a book, and you're just sort of looking at the book and sort of watching this information. Kiara, the music's turned up a little bit, and you're not hearing any of this, unfortunately. But Turk is just sitting smiling, like dropping little truth bombs at everybody. All right. We're going to handle this one at a time. Texas.
Yes.
You should probably go and speak to someone. There's several arcane tattooists here on the island. They might be able to tell you the specifics about the deal struck by analyzing the tattoo. All right?
Okay.
William, you're an idiot.
I know this.
All right?
I never said it wasn't.
No. Idiot's the wrong word. I had to invent a new word. For you giving a little bit of your blood to someone.
It could be moron's fine.
It's generous.
I will do some research and we'll figure out a way around this.
I think, and I'm trying to share it here, I think I can resolve the blood situation without any trouble. We have a
Yeah, because he
shared
had no trouble getting into the blood situation.
right, exactly. So this is easy. We share a common bond. We're going to be besties.
You and your fairy stepsister.
Yes.
What is it?
The take on the theme.
What is
Randall.
that you two share in common?
Our hatred for Randall.
Oh, I. Well, I think you should reach out to her.
Oh,
I'm going to go anywhere else but here for a time. I wish you all the best of luck. I'm gonna go drink something heavy.
In the short time you've known them, didn't this kind of like you expect it?
No.
Wow, thanks.
No.
And from the one who gave her your blood. Got it. Yep.
I'm saying we
Yeah.
are rash and we solve problems unconventionally. We solved the problem unconventionally? Yes, we all of us.
William, she comes up to you and it is fuming angry. Grabs you by the scruff of your shirt and just plants a kiss on you, dude. It is a very passionate kiss. She does that and then punches you for 3 points of damage. Just decks you across the face. You hit the ground, and she's like, "That's for solving. The first one's for solving the problem. The second one's for making it worse." And she goes out of the room and like slams the door shut.
I didn't even tell her about Excalibur yet.
Oh gosh.
God.
Somebody shut him up.
As you say, somebody shut him up. Wolf climbs up and just kind of lays across Turk, like tries to like hold him down on the table, you know.
Thanks, Wolf.
Okay.
On that note, maybe I'll collect myself and mosey down to Kiara's door. Just take a quick double knock, just to check for any kind of response.
Don't cry out loud.
Start humming this song. Oh man, that's a good one. Should I wait, listen, or knock again?
Kiara,
All right, I'll knock
you hear some knocking at the door.
The door opens just a little bit. Locked. You don't see her. It's dark. But she answers you.
Gotcha. Well, one, I brought goodies, and there's coffee whenever you want.
Did you bring chocolate?
Do you need some? I'll get it. I can make that happen. It's not a problem. Is that what's on your list? Do you have a list? Are there a list of demands? So whatever it is, I can do it. I'll be better. I'll do it. I'm learning.
Chocolate or ice cream?
Got it. I'm on it. Man on a mission. I come running up past them and out the door again.
William doesn't say a word. He just goes running by. But you guys hear Malish go.
You know, ever since he started wearing that dress, he just like really flighty.
Yeah, he's really fast. He's not wearing pants underneath. He's just see him wearing these wizard's robes. But as William goes running by,
The bunny slippers.
yeah, Malish, who's in owl form, turns his head completely around the other way to like yell at you guys. We gotta find chocolate ice cream, and they just go running out the room, and the door is slammed.
Oh, Malish.
It's my best buddy ever.
Okay.
Well, the waves are really great this morning, guys. You guys should come down with me one of these mornings, and if you don't know how, I can teach you. But it was really relaxing.
Turk is saying this out loud. Cass is preoccupied with her book, and Texas, you are the only one in the room. I think a part of you might like turn around and look, and like you realize that he's saying this out loud, but you're the only one that's sort of hearing him.
You
He's
want
having
me
an
to go
office
stand
moment?
on a board in the middle of the water and balance? Because it's relaxing.
Oh, big time! It's so zen, and it's just amazing. And as the sun rises and everything,
I'm just picturing Texas actually trying to do this and how not zen the whole experience would be.
But I could show you, and I learned from one of the best. And anyway,
Yeah, I think instead I might go make another deal with the dragon.
yeah. Well, I guess that.
It's one
Okay.
option.
I found 3 of them in the library.
That's a choice.
You found 3 dragons in the library?
Well, I mean, they're in books, but
What have I done?
Come on, you knew as soon as you said that she
No,
was
but
going to
I'm
go
not-
see them.
I'm not picturing her covered in
So, like,
3 other
are you-
dragon tattoos.
Well,
I know, this is-
listen, you gave her 1 metallic and then 2 chromatic, right?
no, 1 metallic, 1 chromatic, and 1 unknown origin.
Oh,
which means that I'm gonna go
Oh, of course, yeah. You do this to yourself.
I
You
do.
do this to yourself.
I do.
You're not here. You're not here. So
I'm out of character.
so you're thinking of going and seeing some of these other dragons?
see. Yes. Well, I need to find out information. So it's
Yeah, I
research.
do. So when are you thinking of this? Sounds actually pretty cool.
Oh, maybe sometime today. I mean, we
Now-
got some
now
downtime,
wait.
right?
You're not going to be making any deals with. It seems
Well, I
like there's
hadn't
gonna be-
planned on it, but then again, I didn't plan on making a deal with
That's
Caliban.
true.
So
That's true.
I was just going to tell him about a game. That's all. Get him off our back.
Yeah, about that. I thought I was kind of help. This is me saying sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It'll work out. It always does.
Okay.
You
So
have no
anyway.
idea the things I've done.
If you want company,
I've done terrible.
Have you ever met a man named Dimitri?
no, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I made all sorts of deals that got me in trouble.
Oh.
I usually find my way out.
Well, if you're looking for somebody that has your back, I got your back. That's all I'm saying.
You want to go meet a dragon, don't you?
Yeah, this last one, it was kind of cool. I'll have to talk with Laura. Let me get another.
We should go
book.
meet a dragon.
Oh, I guess if we're going in a book, I don't need it in a book. Do you know how to get out of the book if you're going?
Look for a doorway. We'll figure it out.
I'm ready when you are.
Should we invite anybody else?
Cass, I need it understood that you hear this being said.
Every stupid word.
Every stupid word. It's like 2 people that are escalating the other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want it known.
So they don't. To be clear, they do not have the books physically with them at the moment, right?
They are on
No.
the shelf.
Away from where we are
In the library.
No, in the
to
library.
get them. No. They would have to walk away from where we are all seated to get them. Is that
Yes.
right?
Right.
Okay, cool. Let me know if that happens.
You know where those books are? They're in the library right now, right?
Damn it, Dirk. Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
I don't know. William's kind of flighty right now. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we should check. Hey, Cass, what are you doing right now?
Busy. Do not do anything with dragons.
Well, we already have. This is research.
There are more important things to research than dragons. They can't get you on the
excuse me?
island. She just
I
said
can-
so.
I can be tracked by a dragon, so I
She
feel
just
like
can't on the
it's
island.
high on my priority list.
She just said you can't be on the island.
Well, on the island, but then when I go off, I mean, I should get all the information I can. I feel like that's the most responsible
And
thing.
you do realize how often we are going off. Speaking of off the island, what are we going to do without this whole Excalibur thing?
We're
Isn't
not
that
going
what
off
was
the island
making?
anytime soon, guys.
How do we know this? What if we in a situation where we have to?
Because if we leave and it leaves without us, we're lost in time.
I know, but
They're
so
not
the
gonna send us off
dragons.
island.
So I guess the only research we can do is on island, is what you're saying?
No, no, why? No, God, just please don't die. I can't.
I don't think that's okay. How about if we? She said something about a tattoo artist or something, arcade tattoos. Maybe we
I've
should
already
check
found
that
Good
out.
idea.
the person.
Maybe
That's
we
a really
should
good
go-
idea. You guys should go talk to the tattoo artist, and I'm gonna go do my own research. Unless I don't know, unless you guys want to help me do my research. But I mean,
Well,
Or
what do
you could help us do ours.
that's fine. I'll absolutely help you do that. But it doesn't involve opening books with dragons in them. Because
Not yet.
No.
Well, you're right. It doesn't. Let's go check out the tat. I'm going to go see if Kiara wants to go. And he runs over to the door and knocks. Hey, Kiara, we're going to go get tattoos. You want to go with us?
What time is it now?
Kiara, it's about the time that you have
Okay.
discovered that you are trying. I gotta get out of this. I would say, after this conversation, the late breakfast, the surfing, the conversation with Arthel, it's close to the time that you are up. So I'm going to give you the option. Cass is going to research something undisclosed, and Turk has just said that he and Texas are going to get tattoos.
Okay, I will go to the tattoo place, but I want to go back and research dragons after because dragons sound way more exciting than tattoos.
We're going to do the dragon thing.
Turk,
You two go. I'm good. Thanks.
so we're clear. Do the dragon thing means you're gonna go into a book with dragons and you might die, right? Not
No,
just
gonna
study
go talk,
dragons.
and then I can just jump out a portal whenever I'm done.
This is. Cass is too exhausted to make words happen at this point.
cool. Kiara,
wait. Who is?
Kiara, are you going to be joining Cass? Something else, or Turk and Texas as they talk to a dragon?
Well, I don't want to talk to dragon.
Okay.
Well, we're not talking dragons yet. We're going to go get a tattoo.
They're going into town to go to a tattoo parlor. I would go with them.
Okay. Perfect.
I mean, technically, I'm going for tattoo removal.
Right.
You can certainly try.
Just get a pretty cover up.
Or consultation.
My backup plan is a makeup shop.
Cass is
Magic
pretty
makeup.
satisfied in realizing that there's not going to be a whole lot she can find here on the subject she's looking for. So going into town is going to seem like a viable option,
Sure.
but she's not really sure where to go. She's probably going to tag along with them until she finds something less reckless.
Sure.
That's kind of
So
where Cass is
judged.
at, yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
So do we wait for William? He went to go get. Why is he getting chocolate ice cream?
Because I need it. I mean, because I asked him to.
Oh. Do we wait for him or shall we just go? We can go get. I think I know where the ice cream place is, too.
We should probably wait for William.
I think
You wait a good amount of time, but William doesn't seem to come back. Like he's just preoccupied. After waiting another 30 or 45 minutes, I think that you guys all get antsy.
Yeah, 30, 45 minutes is way too long for me to be waiting.
Yeah, so you guys head off. You guys head off to find a tattoo removal, mystical tattoo removal place.
and any place along the way that might have interesting information.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to be looking for while we're walking.
Okay.
Turk is playing with his Oshkosh by
Token.
Gosh. Oshkosh.
Gosh
What?
upon.
Gosh.
Gashapon.
Yeah.
I don't speak Japanese. I'm sorry.
Um,
Gashapon. Got it.
okay, so you you see a couple of tattoo places on your way out. You you see a couple of places as you kind of like make your way through the streets. And after talking to a few individuals, the first place is called Sig's Tattoos. It looks very well kept.
Six, like six.
Sig, SIG.
Got it.
Sigmund, the sea monster.
And then you also see one. That place looks a little clean, a little clinical and stuff like that. You see like pretty drawings and stuff like that. The next one you see is a reference that only some of you will get. You see Harley Quinn's, but Harley Quinn's is a picture of the titular cartoon character riding on a Harley, and the dust is kicking up. The dust is forming like different little symbols and stuff like that. It looks to be a bar / tattoo place. So one is a little bit more like sort of clean and clinical and things of that sort, and then you've got Harley Quinn's.
Let me think.
Yeah.
I have them in the town. I let you decide.
Well, that one looks far more interesting. So,
Which means they probably have better information.
yes, that's what I was thinking. We should go there. Better information.
Okay. Yeah. You head over to Harley Quinn's. There's some rockabilly music coming from inside. You don't. There's no sort of like outward signs other than the Harley Quinn sign on the door. As you make your way inside, you hear the rockabilly music, and you expect to see almost like a quintessential like jukebox and things like that playing. But there's actually a pretty rockin' band. For it being 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., like there's a band in the corner that they're playing, and it looks like they've got a cage built around the band, a la the Blues Brothers. If you guys are familiar with that, so that when you break the beer bottle, it smashes on the cage and doesn't hit the band. But they're warming up. It doesn't look like they're full on playing yet, but the crowd's already kind of building up a little bit. It's a seedier type. Not that the aisle has a bunch of seedy types, but you notice that the group here has various tattoos and piercings and things like that. And off in the corner, it looks like there's a separation between where people are sitting and drinking and things like that. And then you see the bright blue fluorescent lights on the tile, and there's a kind of a seamless transition between like bar and tattoo parlor. Not too far away is a Warforged. You see the Warforged is built huge. She has feminine features about her, and as she's talking to somebody and laughing, her hand is immediately absorbed into her arm, and out of it comes the tattoo applicator. Like she is a Warforged built with a skill set tool proficiency built into her arm. So as she does, she's working on the tattoo and doing that. And you're hearing the music, and then a few people in the bar turn around and look at you guys as you come in, but Texas gives like a smile and a nod, and they all just kind of go back to what they were talking about. But the bar is yours.
I just have to share a cast. Hope we all have our tetanus boosters.
Well, I guess I'll go up to the Warforged.
Yeah. She's having a conversation where she's like, yeah, and then I walked over to this one little dwarven fella, and I kicked him so hard he seemed to like fly through the open doors as they were swinging shut. And you see this little goblin that's like laughing it up. He's eating up everything that she's telling him. She's tattooing this very intricate image of a tanker, like an oil tanker or an oil rig on his arm. But you're noticing that she takes a few gems next to her on the table, pops them in her mouth, and starts chomping down on them. And the gems filter through, and the tanker starts moving a little bit as she's tattooing the oil tanker on his arm. So, but she turns around and she goes, "Whoa, look at this little glass of water. What's your name, darling?"
Hi, I'm Texas.
Texas. Miss Harley Quinn, at your service. What can I do you for?
Oh, I was just looking for some information about some pretty special tattoos.
Oh, well, Texas, I think you're looking for a library. They deal in information. We deal
Well,
in drinks and tattoos here.
wait, say that one more time. Sorry.
I said a library deals in information. We deal in drinks and tattoos.
Oh, well, I like both those things. Well, I like one of those things, and I'm getting much more experience with the other.
Yeah.
I'll let you guess.
She looks over at the little goblin. She's like, "Why don't you head up to the bar, sweetheart? Grab a drink on Harley, and I'll finish this up here in a second." And he sort of nods and like heads over to the bar and like holds up a hand. And the bartender kind of looks at Harley as the little goblin speaks, and Harley just kind of waves her hand, and the bartender starts pouring a drink for the goblin. She's like, "All right, sit in the chair. What do you got? Is this like an ex-boyfriend or big mistake, or how big are we talking?"
I
You're
got
right in the realm. You're right.
I got a very special present from a very large, we could say friend.
Okay.
He can track me now, and I'd prefer him not to.
You see this Warforged take like look at you for a second, and then she taps the side of her head, and you see her eyes shift from like a little further back in the skull to a little bit forward until it almost looks like there's a pair of glasses on that kind of come out, and she goes, "Hop in the chair, sweetheart."
All right, I sit in the chair.
All right. You sit you straddle the chair for like a back tattoo.
Yeah.
And you pull the shoulder down. She's looking at it, and she's kind of touching it, and you see her begin to cast, and it looks like a detect magic or something to augment her sight. She's kind of looking at it, and she's shaking her head, and she kind of touches it briefly, and then it's almost as if the claw kind of like moves a little bit, and she like brings her hand back, and she's like, "Whoa, this is intricate work. Who gave you this?"
A dragon?
If the band stops playing, the goblin drops a glass of beer. Like everybody kind of stops and turns around, and Harley looks back at the bar. She's like, "She said a dragon, idiots. Keep doing what you're doing." And they all just sort of like life catches back up, and she's like, "Well, sweetheart, I got good news and I got bad news."
Ooh, give me the bad news first.
All right.
Never start with bad news.
The bad news is this here is fey magic mixed with a little something extra. It's almost like a deal with Shrek. Or a
Oh
bargain.
yeah. Deal was totally struck. He says I went back on the deal. I didn't feel I did, but you know, I ended up with the tattoo anyway.
Texas, I ain't your mama. I don't give two rats shakes about the specifics of it. All I know is, like, this is a real tattoo, and it's magically charged, and yeah, I can cover it, but it's just going to be an aesthetic covering. Like, he's still going to be able to track you until he gets what he wants, or you find a way out of the bargain, or you sell it off, I guess.
Sell it off?
Yeah, like the bargain. Like you find somebody that's willing to take on your bargain. Usually it's an obscene amount of gold, but they take on the bargain, but all the bad that comes with it. You're going to be hard pressed. You're going to need to find somebody so down on their luck that you could pay them to take on a dragon's wrath. And I don't know if I've ever been that low in the chips before.
Well, I mean, really, he can't track me here on the island. So if there's somebody who just wants to stay on the island, it seems like most of the people here just live here all the time.
Sure.
Seems like this would be the place to find somebody who would just say, "Hey, sounds good."
Yeah, sure. I mean, as long as the wards on the island stay okay, you're okay.
Right.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, nothing to worry about. You're fine. All right.
Well, thank you.
Texas, it is a real pleasure, and your cuteness is welcome here anytime you want. And it's nice meeting all you nice folks. Y'all are a little quiet, but if you ever need a tattoo, you come see old Harley. And she kind of revs, and it sounds like a Harley revving as she kind of like moves her arms forward a little bit. She's like, anybody need a touch up or a tattoo or anything like that?
I'd like to know maybe a little more. Okay, that ship that you did on the Goblin,
Yeah.
was moving. So you do magic tattoos. I'm seeing
hell
that.
yeah. Not only do I do magic tattoos, but if you bring me the right gems, I can augment spells attached to your skin.
Oh, do you have like a catalog or something I can
I
look
do.
through?
I will send you the list. Turk, it's in the Wonder chat right now, but I will get all of that information transposed over to the Lost Isle. But I will get all of that sort of transferred over, and you will have a tattoo catalog, how much it costs, intricacies, and the spells that she can inlay upon your skin.
Beautiful.
Okay?
I think
Before
I
we
might like
leave.
this place.
Before we leave, Cass is going to just be like, yeah, you said something about a library earlier. Can you just point?
To a library.
Yeah, just kind of new in town and just.
She
Hey,
points.
Cass, we live in a library. I don't know if you know that.
Hasn't gonna just put her hand over Turk's mouth?
She's like, darling, that's not what I trade in. She just
All
points
right.
towards the door leading outside of the bar. She's like, your best bet is not here.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're
You do piercings here?
I do.
Cool. Thanks.
She brings out her other hand, and the hand retracts in, and you see like a little gun.
Scary. Cool, but scary.
Switches it back up. All right. Y'all should come
We'll be
back
back.
later. Yeah, there's
We
a
will.
free
We'll be
concert
back.
tonight. I think Elvis is going to take the stage.
Elvis, or like Vegas Elvis?
No, like Elvis.
I knew he was still alive.
Yeah, you gotta come
I
back.
knew it.
We do a killer special on fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
What time is he on?
10 p.m.
Turk takes out his phone and he sets his alarm for 9:45.
All right. Harley waves at you guys, and you guys make your way outside of the bar. I'm gonna say this: we will continue to do this, and we will continue to examine and stuff like that. However, I'm going to, so we don't forget, I'm gonna have you guys very quickly roll on the fantasy gossipon table so that you can go
I think that's
over
where
and
we're
do
heading
that.
next.
Is that where you're headed next? Okay.
Yeah.
William, you come out of the ice cream shop.
Well, no. So what had happened was,
Tell me what
she
happened.
said chocolate. She said chocolate and ice cream. So I'm running to the ice cream shop. I'm running to the chocolate shop, and I'm like, all right, what's the best? Back and forth, trying to figure out what I get a clearly distraught young woman.
So what do you wind up getting, William?
Like a giant box of assorted chocolates and like a half gallon of like ice cream, but there's like 3 different flavors. So there's a chocolate, there's a chocolate, there's a chocolate brownie. So because I didn't know what kind of chocolate to get, so like this is my first time.
You have everything set up back at the library. You go drop everything off, and then through the machinations of fate and your good buddy Malish, you manage to catch up with the group as they are leaving Harley Quinn's, having returned everything to the shop. And Turk suggests hitting up the artificers before everybody breaks away to run errands, individual errands, and does a little bit of research. And you guys start making your way over to the artificers' chambers. It's early. This is the earliest that you guys have ever, in the day that you've made it to the artificers' chambers. So you are greeted to a wondrous sight. The floor is littered with open gashapon capsules. and a small gnome is taking items out of a bag of holding and placing them inside the capsules. Then using a wand to levitate the capsules up to a small opening at the top, and he just sort of looks at you guys and goes, "Oh, hey guys, come on in. Sorry, normally people aren't greeted to a little peek behind the curtain here, but I'm a resident artificer here for the island. My name's Felrin. It's really nice to meet you guys. A lot of these items are created by me. Yours truly. Do you guys have tokens or? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Give me just a second. And he begins to work hurriedly, like throwing the capsules in and stuff like that. And as he does, you actually see him take the wand and point it, and all of the capsules just kind of do like a popcorn motion, like it's a pop, 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 sort of rumbling and rambling. And there's a bunch of them. He twists the cap on. And he's like, normally I don't get to see this part, but it'll be nice to see the kind of look and joy on your faces. So okay, yeah, that's great. Who's up first?
I'll go.
Okay, Texas, you step up. I'm gonna pull up your list. Hang on. Got it. Okay. Give me a D20. We're not doing the D100s because I'm not a masochist.
Oh, okay. 17.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay.
How does it start out with an okay,
Oh, because
and then like a oh no?
Because I think in a normal person's hands, this is fine. But I.
You just called me not normal.
No, baby. Okay, so
Normal's not cool.
Okay. So a smallish size capsule comes out, a little basketball size, and you open it up, and inside is this beautiful red jeweled amulet that you can wear. And you see Felrin, normally the artificer who's ever behind the desk takes out a notebook, and he goes, "Oh no, this is one of my favorite ones. This here is actually called the Amulet of Concentration."
Okay.
So it's very interesting to me. I did some experiments with this back in the day because I noticed the limitations of casters. When you're wearing this amulet, you can maintain concentration on an additional spell. Normally, it takes a lot of brain power to keep concentration on one, but with this one, you can concentrate on two.
Wow.
If you get hit, sometimes you have to concentrate really hard. You have to see if you can maintain concentration. So you're at disadvantage if you're concentrating on two spells, but and failing the concentration check, you lose both. But barring that, you can cast two concentration spells.
That's cool.
Do you see what I mean? Like in the hands of a normal,
right? Right?
Like in the hands of a cleric, that would be really cool.
In the hands of a bard, I'm oof. Okay. I trust the.
Oof.
You're looking at your spells. Great. Felrin looks at you and he's like, "Great. Who's next?"
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. That's what we need. I gotta go.
Yes.
Go.
And Gus is gonna not spin around this time. Just drop it in the
Just
closest
gonna drop it
machine.
in. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. I got your list.
It's a 10.
Oh, okay. This is cool. This is cool. A medium-sized capsule jostles its way out. Cass, do not be scared by how lengthy this looks. You see this really beautiful-looking crossbow come out of the capsule. The crossbow is constructed from bone, and as you look at it closer, it's carved out of a specific bone that's called, funnily enough, ghost wood. It's a really rare pale wood. This particular item is called the Physician's Prescription. It's a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with this crossbow. The Physician's Prescription is outfitted with all these little dials. So the first feature is you can load a potion bottle or a flask or something into the bow and shoot it at a friend. They just have to make a dex check to catch it. The other thing is once a day you read, as a bonus action, you read
Time, bud.
the oath out loud inscribed on the weapon, and a healing. You are able to access
Can I
healing
swarm back?
bolts of energy. So you basically get ranged healing spells that level up with you as you level up, but they're shots. Does that make sense? It's gonna
Yeah.
save you on spell stuff, and yeah, and the magical crossbow made of ghost wood will circumnavigate certain beings that require a magical weapon of this type.
That's for what ails you.
All of the specifics, you can handle it. All of the specifics are there. It is called the physician's prescription. Okay?
Cool. I
Cool.
was gonna take it out, look at it, and just gonna chuck it on her back and think about looking at it later.
As you chuck it on your back, every 3 seconds, a little faint wave of purple energy pulses through the weapon. It's almost like every 3 seconds or so. So it's not
It's a wave of
harmful.
what kind of energy?
Purple energy.
Okay.
It illuminates like all of a sudden all the runes on this thing light up, almost like a heartbeat, like just every 3 seconds or so.
Oh, it's a disco rave. Whoop whoop.
Cool. But yeah, it is in the collection, so you should be able to find it. Now it is. Who's next?
I will go. Pop my token in. 19.
19 and 20. I put the weird stuff.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is less weird. Oh, you'll like this. We'll see if you like this. Inside another sort of medium-sized capsule, and Felrin takes a look over your shoulder, and he goes, "You see this belt, and the belt is made out of vines and things of that stuff, and it forms this odd-looking circle at the center of the belt." And he goes, "Huh, that's weird. No one's ever pulled one of these items. There's still a bunch in there. This is the belt of Fey kind. The belt has to choose you. You can't open the circle on the front. The vines separate and the circle bends to allow you to. And when you close it back, they form an unbroken circle. It's to represent control over nature in the Fey, but it connects you to it. So while you wear this belt, this is actually a good one. Your wisdom score increases by 2. You then gain advantages associated with the Fey. You have advantage on charisma and persuasion checks made to interact with Fey. You basically get the Fey ancestry abilities. Do you have Fey ancestry?
I know I took I
Because
think I took Sage.
Because you don't, you also have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep, like the Fey.
Cool.
So, but look up the belt of Fey kind. Okay?
Alright.
And Felron's like, wow, that's really cool. I've never seen any of those picked. It's part of a set called the Protector of the Forest. So multiple items from the Protector of the Forest set have different abilities that stack on top. So
That's cool. Thank you.
yeah.
So have we noticed a difference in Kiara's affect since coming back?
No, she looks nice today. Kiara just looks nice, and she's well put together. She's well kept. She's doesn't look like she's been crying or anything like that. Like,
Well, you had mentioned that she was looking softer, or hair was
Yeah.
kind of glowing, and
I think it might be easier for Kiara to notice that. If you want to give me an insight check, Turk, just if you're looking at her in particular, but
I was just wondering if at a glance if we were noticing this.
I would say it's more of a filter, a Snapchat filter. That's sort of overlaid onto her, but I don't know if you would notice it blatantly.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm up next.
You up next. Give me that D20.
Drop in my coin. 10.
Okay. Oh, this is cool. I like this one. You have a pretty big package that comes out of the Fantasy Gashapon machine. And inside are actually two items. For the first time in a long time, you find these two items in there. And Felber goes, "Oh, these are really cool. These are horns of the Vanguard Scout. They work as a pair. So you have to choose someone that you're close with." And he looks down at the wolf that's next to you. And he's like, "Sorry, buddy, this isn't going to work for you. You'd have to find like another living human." But there's a whole bunch of paired abilities with it. So unfortunately, Turk, this isn't a tuned item, so you may have to drop something or play around with something. But when you blow the horn, only the owner of the other horn can hear it. Okay? If one of the two of you enters a combat or is attacked, the other horn shines blue. So you know if the other person holding on to it gets attacked. Okay? When the owners roll initiative, the two of them can choose to use the highest of the initiative rolls. So if Turk gives it to William and Turk rolls a 19 and William rolls a 4, they both go on 19.
Nice.
If one of its owners acts in a surprise round, the other owner can also choose to act in the surprise round. And once per week, you can teleport the owner of the other horn to your location, as long as they are willing.
Sweet.
So this is a scouting thing. Like this is a you gave me like things that you're looking for with him. So it's called the Horn of the Vanguard Scout. So discuss who you are going to present to that other item to.
Awesomeness.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. That is really cool. I loved that item. I'm so glad you got that. That's yeah. Velrin looks at you and he goes, "I guess you're the last one up."
So I'll drop my coin in and cross. 12. A 12.
Okay, so there was a theme with a lot of your items, but I'm glad you got one of them that actually had the name Merlin attached to it. Mike, William, you're stoked. I mean, everybody's got these cool items, and they're like, you see everybody in the corner. Texas is playing with the amulet. And she's casting multiple spells. And just seeing Kiara's looking at this belt and examining it lovingly. Cass has got the gun on the back. Turk's kind of eyeing the group, figuring out who's going to give this horn to, and you're like, "Baby, everything's coming up, William." And you open the gashapon, and inside is a sheet of paper. It looks like a piece of paper that you would write a spell on. Like it's a piece of paper.
Yes. That's
what
what I've always wanted.
Felrin looks at this, and I was like, "Oh, I couldn't decide whether to put this on your list or Texas's list." Okay, so William, welcome to Merlin's Magic Paper. Okay.
Uh-oh.
While attuned, you have intricate knowledge of folding techniques. At your DM's discretion, you may create an object from the paper that functions similarly to an actual object. I.e., you can create a small creature, a paper mouse, a very small cat, a dog, a fish, etc. Or you can make a key that'll fit a lock, a hat that will keep a creature dry, and other creative uses as long as
paper wand.
As long as you can fold the paper into that shape, okay? You can write on both sides of the paper. As a free action, you can speak a command word to make the paper blank again. As an action, you can think of the command word in your mind and make the paper blank. It's psychic paper, as long as it's within 90 feet of you, okay? And it is not blocked off, from divination magic. Yeah. You have a piece of paper that you can use to create any sort of object, item, and if it turns into a creature, the creature comes to life. If you fold it into a key, it fits the lock. If it turns into a hat, it is Merlin's magic piece of paper.
Oh my gosh, this is like super mega versatile.
It is a.
Yeah.
Can I request that if he folds it into something that we actually get to watch him fold a piece of paper into a semblance of that thing on screen?
I mean,
Wait a second.
I see the benefits, and
It's a mouse. That is not a mouse.
I see the benefits, and I see the downsides to this.
30 minutes later.
A goose. But Mike, get creative with it, pal. As long as you could.
I will.
Oh my gosh. I know why
um,
you didn't put this on my list.
Yeah, it's too powerful. Well, your concentration amulet scares the crap out of me. I don't want to give you Merlin's magic paper.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to trade.
No, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this concentration thing.
Me too. See how we can break Billy into make him cry in a corner somewhere.
Felrin nods at you all and goes, well, have fun if you have any questions.
Hey, quick question. If we had gotten something previously, do you have an exchange rule for old unusable items, or is it we just sell them wherever we like? I know you put a lot of work into them. I just didn't want them to go to waste. You know, because you make fantastic items.
He looks about the space and he goes, here's the deal. I can always recycle and things like that. I mean, there are ways that you can use those. You could try to resell them or trade them within the party. I could also, and he kind of looks about the space and this little gnome kind of walks closer to you and brings you down to his level. And he goes, I can also turn them into essence.
Which is?
Luck.
And how does that work?
You give me a magical item, and depending on the power of that magical item, I condense it into it back to its essence. Magic. Unmitigated, unfiltered magic. I can usually turn it into a little potion bottle, and you have it on you, and then you have to drink the potion bottle, but you will have the luckiest day of your entire life. Almost as if you've got certain points that you of luck that you could use. So if you've got a clutch thing coming up and you have a magical item that you'd like to trade in, depending on how rare it is, that's always an option. But it's always up to you. You never know who you're going to run into, I guess, in your adventures who might need it, or it's just a service that I offer.
No, it's very kind of you. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Kiara, for getting that. I was very happy when I stumbled upon this. I've been rereading the Potter series. Yes. So he sort of nods his head and he goes, how about a free sample?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And he reaches to his side and he takes out what looks to be a very simple Pez dispenser. The Pez dispenser is that of Scooby-Doo. And he has you bend down and kind of open your mouth, and he opens the little lid, and you see this little tiny bit of a brick that looks like a little Pez, but it's made of this sparkly, like sort of material, and it falls out and it kind of falls on your tongue, William. William, you have a luck point that you can use. This is a free sample luck point, so this will last for the next 24 hours from this point on, so till tomorrow around the same time. But yeah, he gives you a little luck point.
Cha-ching.
All right.
So, do we remember? Is it Frenel? What's the name of the gnome?
Felrin.
Felrin, thank you. Felrin, I was wondering, could you take a look at this for me and tell me what it might do? And Wolfgaren pulls out the arrow he got from Gary.
He's kind of studying it, and then he takes a little bit of like a lighter out from his side and like lights the lighter and collects it in his hand and holds it up, and then he takes the fire and goes, and the fire kind of swirls around in this little corkscrew fashion around the flame, and then like circles back around and gathers in his hand. And he goes, "Whoa, well done. These are very rare. Your friend not a fan of dragons, is he?"
I guess not.
No, this is a dragon slaying arrow. It's gonna do a boatload of damage to anything, but it's gonna do a lot more to a dragon. Luckily, we don't get those every day, right, buddy?
Hey, Texas.
How much would that be?
I'll be there.
It's Turk's arrow. Like, you see Turk pull this arrow out from his bag that Gary gave him.
Oh, it's the one he has. I'm sorry, you cut out and I was getting confused.
Yeah.
It's the arrow that I got from the Simulacrum in Monterey the last time we were in town.
That's right.
So, which may have been useful at one point during one of our adventures. I can't think when it might have been.
Maybe when Billy was anticipating a battle with a white dragon. Maybe then.
Possibly.
And now it'll be useful for different reasons.
Maybe for story time. Who knows?
Anybody else have anything that they want to show?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you right? Is it cool? Like, do we pay you for this, or?
I mean, I'm kind of just a nerd about it, so I'm happy to do it for free.
Are you sure?
I mean, if you want to pay me, that's fine too. I mean,
What's the going rate for identifying something? Because we don't usually do this.
Snacks. I'm big on snacks.
Do you like Cheetos? I have a bag left.
Aren't those like processed?
Very much so.
No, but a friend of mine really likes them. Sure, that'd be fine. Where are you guys from?
Monterey.
Oh, great. I don't know where that is, but it sounds fun. Where are you guys staying here in town?
Cass is gonna look to them.
We're over at the library. Tex has no issue.
Wait.
I mean, Turk has no issue sharing.
Wait a sec. Which library?
You know of more than one? Because I can't seem to find any.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them. But like, which one are you guys from?
The big one that.
Larthel's library?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could just put in a good word with her and ask her if I could peruse the books, I'd be happy to identify any objects that you guys have.
What kind of good word are you looking to get?
No, not like a romantic word or anything like that.
No.
I was gonna pat William on the chest.
Whoa,
Like,
slow your
calm
roll
down.
a little bit there, buddy. What do you want us to ask for you?
I would like to be one of her librarians.
Ooh, well, that's a tall order.
Is that a short joke?
He's not that tall. No.
Whoa, you're really jumpy on this, aren't you? First,
I'm gonna cover William's mouth. We will put in a good word.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. What was your name, girl, that wanted me to identify as something and it has Cheetos?
Cass.
Cass. Yeah. What do you need looked at, Cass?
It's good to meet you, Florent. This thing, and she's gonna dig out the clear sphere, the glass orb that she got out of Randall's office from a billion years ago.
The clear sphere.
And see if it's anything at all.
Okay. He takes the clear sphere and sort of looks at it, and he's looking at it, and inside he kind of shakes it a little bit, and then you see just a kind of a bright flash of light, and he taps the side of the glass, and there's another sort of bright flash of light, and he goes, something's in there, but it's like, I can't tell if it's a spell or a thing. You'd have to break the glass.
It seems risky. Would you suggest that? Because I'm not keen on breaking and letting something loose.
Absolutely, I would.
Cass is gonna grab it and hold it up over her head. Really? Nobody?
Turk is waiting in anticipation.
I probably wouldn't break it inside.
Could you do it outside? That would be swell.
That's what I thought. Okay, sure. You want to watch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, as we walk out, Cass is gonna be like, "Hey guys, remember where I got this? It's from Randall's office. We don't know what this is. Do we want to do this here on the island?"
Yes.
We should probably find a clear spot that's not around buildings, just in case.
Does the tiny hut hold magic in too?
Oh, well, I think so. Hold on. Let me think about it for just a minute. It would almost be like I'm rereading a spell.
So you're thinking of going into a space that will contain whatever comes out, and we're going to be inside there too.
Man,
Yeah.
if this is a spell, this is
Well, if it's dispelled, the hut will go away. If it's
No,
something else,
okay. It's a dome, but creatures and objects within the dome, when I cast the spell, can move through it freely.
Hey, Texas, what happens when you leave the dome?
I'm checking. I haven't read that far yet. Spells can't extend through the dome or other magical effects. It doesn't say. It ends if you leave its area. Oh.
well, poop.
No, this does not poop. If Texas wants to be in the dome while you throw that ball in there, that could totally work.
I'll
Well,
just
we've already tried dying to get rid of the tattoo and found out that doesn't work. So maybe not again. I don't know, but we can try. Texas.
I can put all sorts of wards on myself, I guess. Let me see.
So just so I'm aware, this conversation is happening like behind the artificers, right? Like a small little like green backyard.
Completely cut off for me. I don't
Cut
know
out.
anything that you said.
So this is happening behind the artificer's office. You guys are all just having this conversation. It's behind the artificers. Everybody's behind the artificers. That's where this talk is happening. Got it. Okay. Cool.
Actually, all the things that I was thinking that I could cast on myself, I got confused, and I have none of those things other than protection from energy, but since I don't know what kind of energy could be in the thing, that's not really going to help me.
Okay, Felon, I'm gonna level with you, and she's gonna like kind of do a little sorority squat to get closer to this level. I don't know what is in this. I've had it for a very long time because I just don't know how bad it could be because we got it from a very bad person.
Okay.
So I'm worried that it's going to hurt someone here
Okay.
because I don't know what it is. So
Maybe throw it far.
I.
So are we thinking this might be a weapon of some type, or is there just something inside? What's going on with this spell?
We
Any
don't
idea?
know if it's a spell or a thing.
You guys can tell that Cass is really not in the right headspace to be making any kind of decisions, and she's very wavering hard back and forth about whether or not this needs to happen.
Welcome to Turk's world.
We don't have to do this now.
You're right, we don't. She's gonna shove it back into her bag. Anyone's decision.
Felrin like puts a hand up like, are we? You guys just talked about this for like 10 minutes. Like we're
Okay,
all
I'll do you one
outside.
better. I know. I'll do you one better.
Yeah, we've had a really long couple of days.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
And we're not okay today.
No, it's so weird that we would talk about it so much. And now, what's in the box? What's in the box? Okay.
I'm with Felrin. What's in the box?
I'll do you one better. I have something else you could look at.
Okay.
It's kind of weird, and she's gonna pull out a wooden trellis.
Are you serious?
I mean, yeah.
You chose poorly. Is this a replica? Oh my god, is this the real thing?
It's a cup. What is it?
He like looks under the cup and he's like, oh my god, this is the real one. They used this in the movie? In Indiana Jones?
Oh,
The Lost Temple? Like this is like,
The chalice.
this is the chalice. I mean, this is the Holy Grail.
That's the Holy Grail?
No.
The-
This
It's the
is
one from the movie.
It's Indiana Jones's Holy Grail.
yeah. To the right collector, like somebody collects movie props, like this is gonna be like this is worth a fortune.
guys, who's Indiana Jones?
What?
Really, Gus?
What?
It was one of the greatest movies
We
ever. I mean,
need
it's
a
really,
movie
really
night
old
now.
movie, but it's an awesome movie. It's like my parents used to watch it.
I'm,
Well, my mom
Oh.
did.
I mean,
Okay, well, yeah. If it was made before I was even thought about, I've never seen it.
you need to hold on to this. Like I said, in the hands of the right collector, this is worth a fortune.
Okay, just stuff it back in a bag.
Like,
Can you just be
who's
gentle? Can you,
Whose fortune?
what?
Fortune? Like how? Whose fortune?
I don't know.
Like what kind of size fortune are you talking about here?
There's a bunch of collectors here on the island.
Do you remember you're not a rogue anymore, right?
Oh, that's right. I did remember hearing that there are people that collect movie props here on the island. Why?
Why do they collect movie props?
Well, no, why is it such a big deal here? I mean, I know people do it, but I
Oh,
don't know.
gee, why would a collector set up on an island that travels throughout the seas of time, being able to collect from different time eras? I don't know.
I don't. I'm. Usually, I would play back with you because that sounds fun, but I'm just way too tired. Yeah, I get your point. Sorry.
You don't understand. Your necklace. I assume it ties in with a religion, correct? It
Yeah.
looks like the Deathly Hallows, right?
Yeah.
Why do you wear
Yeah.
it?
Because it's the thing that feels close to where I stand. Does that make sense?
Yes, but you don't understand. It's a weird circle. And he
It's more of a triangle with a circle and a line. I mean,
he
there's
draws
a lot of shapes at once.
He's trying to tell you that because you believe in it, it has power. Where did that come from?
Yeah, William says that, and he draws this picture in the sand cast of you, and like draws the symbol, and he's like, "You guys are a closed circuit. It's you believe in the symbol, but your faith in the symbol gives you power, draws you to your deity, which feeds into the faith in this object." He's like, "Could you imagine if this cup, which is drawn by seen by millions of people still in movies today, it still holds an inherent power in it."
What did it do in the movies?
Well, it provided everlasting life.
It was the Holy Grail.
You know, the thing that Arthur looked for.
And this guy Indiana was like trying to
A
find
treasure
it, I
hunter?
guess.
Uh,
Okay.
he was more. He was a treasure hunter. This is as quick as we can get over this whole story.
He was a treasure hunter. But there are collectors on the island that have learned to harness that faith in objects. Some of them collect to collect, but some of them do the same thing that I kind of did with the magical items. Faith is very powerful. It doesn't matter if it's a cup from a movie or if it's a sword or a magic wand or whatever it is. Faith is powerful.
Huh. Well, sounds like I have to do some research
Okay,
and maybe watch a movie.
do me a favor. And he takes a set of stones from behind him and hands one over to you, Turk. He's like, I really want to see this thing go off. If you guys decide to smash the orb or whatever, just call me before you do, so I can at least have my curiosity sated.
We can do that.
Okay.
You got it. You got it, buddy.
I appreciate it. And he sort of nods at you guys, and he goes, "You sure you don't want to smash it right now? Or we're 100% sure we're not going to smash it?"
Not today.
Okay. And he nods at you all, and you see him toddling back inside of the Artificer's chambers. Texas and Turk, because I know that this was next on your list, as the day wears on, and we're getting close to the end of this episode, so I know where to plan. As the two of you head back to the library, are you opening up one of those books? Okay.
Why, yes.
Is,
yes, we are.
Is anybody joining them in opening up one of these books?
I missed the whole book opening thing.
Yes, so William wouldn't, Cass wouldn't, Kiara.
No, because Felrin just gave me an idea, and I have some research I want to do.
Perfect. Next week we will do research, and we will look into certain things. Turk and Texas, my bad idea bears. You head back to the library as Cass and Kiara, you actually find another library, this one a little bit larger, that's going to be able to help you in both of your researching. William, we'll figure out what you're doing next week as well. You have a week to think about it. Texas and Turk, you have 3 choices when it comes to dragons in this book. Tauros, Krana, and Lestat.
Well, I mean, honestly, the best choice would probably be Krana. The most interesting choice is definitely Lestat.
Okay.
Lestat?
Yeah.
I don't know, the one who's got the unknown origin.
Okay.
I just recognize the name Lestat from somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Vampire
what
Dragon
are we
thing.
doing?
Well, I've got this arrow.
Oh, good. So we got like dragon insurance.
Yeah. What would happen if I stab this arrow into your tattoo?
Oh, that's a
Turk
neat
and Texas,
idea.
a bad idea, baby.
Okay, let's go talk to the dragon, and we'll come back, and that way we have the dragon arrow just in case we
Just in
need it
case
for the
when we
dragon.
go to talk
But
to
then
the
we'll
dragon.
come back, and maybe we try that.
Or try
If
that
I've
now.
still got the
Let's see what
arrow.
happens.
I mean,
Well, it
alternatively,
could
it could
hurt.
be like the concept of trying to stab a mouse with a weapon intended for a great blue whale, but you know.
Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's keep that in our back pocket.
Let's just think on that one. And maybe there's somebody we could ask later on. Or we could just do it.
Eh,
I mean, what's the worst
maybe
thing that could
like
happen,
a little
right?
scratch with the arrow and see what happens first.
We could, all right. But anyway, so do we go with the smart choice or the cool choice?
Oh, definitely the cool.
That's what I thought too. Lestat it is.
Yeah.
Okay. You both head over, arms around each other, opening the book, and immediately find yourselves falling down, 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 until you land upon a fluffy bed of pink. The smells of sugar echoing out from underneath this pink fluffy bed.
Cass is gonna so wish
I
he
was
had
just
come
gonna
on
say
this
that.
one. And speaking of, is Wolf joining us on this excursion? Is what
Wolf
I need to know.
is backed away from you as you go to touch this book, so Wolf is nowhere near you. You stand up and are greeted to a wondrous sight. Upon your pink fluffy bed as you sit up, there is a shimmering doorway next to you, and you see lollipops that seem to grow out of the ground themselves. You see off in the distance a flock of birds that are flying, but they seem to be made up of chocolate bars. They're with giant wings spreading sprinkles as they fly over the land.
I almost feel guilty that Cass isn't here with us.
I know.
Right
I almost want to leave and be like, Cass, come here.
There is a as behind you, a giant, sparkly pink dragon lands not too far away, and he goes, "Greetings, humans. You have entered into the lair of Lestat, but you may call me by the name given to me by my charge, my child. You may address me as Puff." And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
I just about said Puff right before you said it. I was like, no.
It was in my head. I was start seeing it.
You have discovered the realm. Alcaboose Bender, you caught us just as we were ending, but keep track of your pluses, your those will stack and go. Kiara, you have a +5 to a roll that you're going to need to use next week for investigation and things of that sort. So as Turk and Texas find themselves in the realm of Puff the Magic Dragon, as we go forth. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in tonight for another interlude. I think we're going to have a second interlude next week as we do a little bit of investigation and figure out a way to get off of the island, which is usually done with a sword and has only been done and facilitated by one other person that Cass interacted with. As he sent a group of individuals off of the island and managed to figure out a way to time it just right. We love you guys. Indigo Connect. And thank you for hanging out with us and getting lost. And we will see you guys soon as we go raid AP Gaming Real. AP Gaming Real. Woo! All right. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. Yeah. Bye.